Okay, guys, you notice we're in a different part of the house. We are in the living room. I wanted to come on here and discuss future reading rules because we have ran into complications in the past, which I did put that in the segment where it includes like put your little brief synopsis at. Um, when I do my readings, my mom is my partner. My mom has always been my partner. Um, my mom's the first one who kind of picked up on any type of gift I've had, dealing with clairvoyance, psychic abilities, tarot reading, scrying, or anything of the sort. Uh, my mom knew of my gifts since day one, and she fully supports me. And she's also a gifted tarot reader as well as I am. So we pretty much read together. We take turns. If she's not feeling good, I will let y'all know. If I'm not feeling good, she will let y'all know. But most of the time, if I'm reading, she is reading with me. Hey, Cheryl. So that's pretty much how that part goes. My mom goes by Voodoo. I go by Flames. That's pretty much our handle names. We don't really go by our true names. We go by kind of like our stage names, as you would say it. And that's just our preference. Next, the pricing. We do a 3 card layout, and normally the 3 card layout we will charge probably like $3 for it, which is pretty reasonable. Um, and we've normally done it for free, but with the times and different things like that, we're just doing it to put a little coin in our pocket. And it's not for greed or anything like that. I'm trying, as this is partially a job for me, to kind of build up. I have a gift, yes, but I have social anxiety and I don't really work well with people out and about. So this is the best way I work is I work at home. So me doing this, it's my best way to work. So me explaining that way, I hope people understand why I do charge, because me having such social anxiety, me going out grocery shopping, soon as I get in the store, because me being such a high empathy, my head starts dripping. I'm literally covered in sweat by the time I exit the store. I feel people's intent. Sometimes I can actually hear their thoughts. I can feel energies. I can see auras. I pick up on a lot. I'm very sensitive, and it takes a lot for me not to run out of the store screaming. So for me to not only deal with that on my gift, it takes a lot. And working with the public when I was much younger, it was easier for me per se. But since I've been out of the work industry and with everything that has gone on, this is so much easier for me because it's easier for me to work online with people. I can express myself more comfortably. This is something that is actually a part of me, and I feel more comfortably doing this because I'm doing this. I'm saving money, building towards my own self publication, because people are too chicken shit to actually publish my books. Because even though there is a lot of shows that are kind of around what I'm writing about, I think there's publishers that are scared to put mine and my mother's and mine work with our writers that we've had stuff out, because I think they're more intimidated to put stuff that like our stuff out because it's actually new age stuff. It hasn't been wrote before. We're pushing boundaries, and I'm not just putting one type of stuff out in writing. I actually want to write about various different things in different type of forms and formalities that hasn't been wrote before, and not the same mutated, trying to revive and rebuke and re-vomit the same old shit that's been done. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind, but I don't like them messing with my cult classics like Evil Dead. That shit pissed me the fuck off. Do you understand? I am a Bruce Campbell fucking fan. Okay. And I'm being I'm being myself right now. I love Bruce Campbell, okay? And I watch Bruce Campbell on Xena, Hercules, Evil Dead, Army of Darkness. I'm into my cult classics. Do not get me wrong. Like Elvira, all the 16 Candles, Pretty in Pink. Right now I'm watching Mermaids. I'm heavy into cult classics because that's like my bread and my butter. So like tarot cards, that's another thing that's my bread and my butter. I collect tarot cards at the wazoo. I've been playing with tarot since I was probably about 8 years old. I have been obsessed with the occult for like forever. And the occult is something that I've studied, I read. It's also part of my astrological house. Is something that I live, I breathe, I embody. It's also my aesthetic. If you can't tell from the shit that's literally around me half the time, um, literally, it's me. So anybody that comes into my groups on top of it, you can feel comfortable. Just don't come in here talking about wanting to butcher people, because then we're going to have a problem. The main rule that I have is respect one another. Do not come into my group wanting to bully people. Only time I will step on toes is if there's stupidity or racism or anything out of the ordinary. I do apologize to people if I get too brass, because I am very brass. I've been taught to be very stand-up-ish, and I'm very open-minded, and I don't hold nothing back. And I'm a very honest person, and I tell you like it is, and I'm not going to be shady about that. And if I see something in the cards and I tell you, I'm not just saying that just because. I haven't had too many people come back and be like, hey, like I tell a lot of people when I'm giving, like, people, my biggest thing, when people come to me about pregnancy readings, I hate reading on pregnancy, because either I'm getting the nervous of, I think I'm pregnant, or I want to be pregnant, or I don't want to be pregnant, but the person is pregnant. I hate reading on pregnancies, because you pick up on that aura and you get that false either yes or no, and it's hard to read on a pregnancy, because there's so many emotions attached that the spirits, even though the spirits can actually figure it out one way or another, but with that person having so much combobulation going on, the spirits get kind of confused because they see that person's energy. And even though they can tell the person's pregnant, but they're seeing like all this other stuff with the aura and the energy and the manifestation of the energy, because you don't understand. You can manifest any type of energy. You can confuse even God knows the devil. And believe me, to me, I say the devil, but people, you don't understand, because it's the only word, the only label that's known. Because I could say alien and mean devil. I could say angels and mean demons, devil, God, whatever. I believe in duality in all things. I worship everything. So I'm pagan. I believe in all duality in life. So because one can't exist without the other. I believe in balance. So it's one thing you have to understand about me. Do not freak out. Do not be scared. I am not a devil worshiper by any sense. I'm not as well. They would get, I guess they would say I was a Luciferian or a Grey Witch or whatever, but I'm a pagan, okay? Because I worship balance. That's what a lot of people do not understand, that there is duality in life. You cannot, to me, I let everybody, I feel that everybody's allowed their own belief. I don't discriminate on that, even though I'm saying I'm setting my rules up in here. I'm not going to sit here and say everybody has to follow my way. They don't. I have Wiccan friends. I have, white witches, black witches. I have voodoo practitioners. I have hoodoo practitioners, which are hoodoo priests and voodoo priests, priestess and priest. I don't knock them. I'm very friends with them. I learn everything from them. I even have a Santeria friends, and I learn from all of them, because to me, I learn from all of them, and I take from it, and they take from me as well, because we learn that we all are from one of the same branch, because we're all magic. So I don't knock from one, but to me, I feel from my heritage and because of my Irish and my Scottish roots are Druid. My native side is shaman, and then my other wild combobulation is pagan. So I have just some wildness out there. So I'm just a wild child. So I teach freedom in here. I want people to feel comfortable when they come in for a reading, and I want them to understand that there should be no negativity, no racism, no sort of hatred in my tarot whatsoever. I don't want people coming in here. My biggest thing is people, oh, does this person think about me or is this person in love with me? Look, honey, I'm gonna be blunt. I'm gonna be honest. If you have to come to a tarot reader about love questions, the answer is probably no. I'm gonna be honest. And I hate being that rude, but if you have to come and ask someone that does readings, question is probably no. Because if someone's not showing you that they love you and you're not sure, or, you're having doubts, or they're not actually with you and you're asking questions, the answer is no. And don't come ask me to do spells for you, because honestly, that's messing with fate. There's other people, because I also got gypsy in me, and the gypsy side of me, they fuck with that shit, but I've learned not to fuck with that shit because
Bad doo-doo.
there's things that I could do to do that shit to not make sure I don't get hit with it, but it's not worth it because you don't understand. That person is meant for somebody else. I believe in a weave. Okay, we all have a weave of life. People might not understand this. Me being a witch, we all have a life weave. That's why we have a palm that you can read. Okay, someone is tethered to us. Now, if I do a love spell for someone and that tether's fucked up, that's messing up a weave. That's making the fate's eyes look at me like, oh, bitch, you messing with something that we already destined, that we've already put in place, that we've already said, oh, hell no, this person's supposed to be with this person. They're supposed to have this many babies. They're supposed to be happy and have grandbabies. And you've already messed up because all these people were already supposed to be with this person and this. I've already messed up God knows how many destinies. No. That's what a lot of people don't think about. They don't think about how many other destinies you fucked up. And I'm putting some real knowledge in y'all's heads. Y'all need to think about when you ask for love spells of how many other destinies you've touched.
It's very
and
dangerous.
Hang on, Mom. No. You're getting all key. Stop it.
Sorry.
Shush. You're getting away from the lesson here. Hang on.
Okay.
The main thing is that one person has a lot of people connected to them because they're supposed to have children. They're supposed to have grandchildren. They're supposed to have great grandchildren. And they're supposed to get married. And they're supposed to have babies. You have to think about all those threads that you went and fucked up that I'm going to be responsible for if I put a love spell on. And a lot of people being greedy and selfish and inconsiderate and rude and unthoughtful, you're messing up all those people never being born, never being thought of. And you're like, well, they're going to be born with me. No, they're not. You're creating a whole nother weave that has never not supposed to have been made. That the fate's going to be like, bitch, this is not, no. This is theoretical. This is not supposed to happen. These children are not supposed to be created. And guess what? That's when you get your final destination type of shit going. That's when death starts coming. That's when lives start getting taken away sooner than they're supposed to. So if you start having deaths happen really quick, really fast, when you've had a love spell put on, you know what happened, and you know what you did, and you know you're wrong, and you get what you get. And I ain't going to feel a bit sorry for you because you know what you did, and you know what you asked for, and that's karma happening. That's death coming after you, and that's the fates. And believe me, they are real because I did a love spell, And I'm glad it came off quick for the people I did it for, because I didn't want to be responsible for putting spells on people and them having children and messing up someone else's life weave, because I would have felt like shit. I did it at a young age to where it wouldn't have affected anything. I did my own at a young age when I was 12, and I had a crush on an 18-year-old, which was so fucking horrible. And I learned my lesson for myself not to ever put a love spell on someone myself, and I just let love happen naturally, and it happened naturally.
I was so stupid. I did it twice.
Yeah, my mom, she never learned.
Yeah, I never learned. Took 2 times and almost died from those.
But the weird thing is, evidently, I was meant to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, from the first one, she had me, her first love spell, and my grandmother kicked her out. My grandma didn't know about the love spell, though. Even if she did know about it, I think my grandmother would have killed her and my dad. But evidently, I think the fates wanted me to come around because, I've had a lot of near-death experiences, but I've got kicked back. So evidently, I was meant to be here because they didn't want me dead yet. I was meant to evidently help a lot of people or have a message or something, because I've been told I've actually helped people. And that actually makes me feel good, because that's kind of like my life dream and life goal, is to ripple out and kind of be like a shiny, happy stone that kind of glows in a big lake that, lights up the path for all the fishies and makes everything pretty and happy. That's kind of my thing, that I want to be a positive ripple in a big pond, that that I sit there in the pond and that everyone's happy that I made a positive impact and not a bad impact, that the lessons that I leave behind, like my grandfather, were good lessons and not bad lessons, and that when people look back on things I've said and done and the lessons I've taught were good lessons, because when I look back on things that my grandpa told me, they make me smile and they kind of bring knowledge. And so I try to teach my boys and remind my mom, and I tell my husband about them, and I'm getting teary-eyed thinking about it right now. But it's kind of what I want to do, because the rest of my family didn't really get to know my grandfather very well, so. But they really didn't have the time, because my grandmother was a twat. Or like my favorite YouTubers say, twit! Anyway, so yeah, my main rules are be positive, be kind, do not bully. I will kick people out of my rooms. I am so not even joking.
Be a troll.
Please, I am begging for the love of everything, no trolls. If there's a more in-depth reading that is wanting to be done, it's going to be $5 and up. I do have runes. I do have pendulum. I have multiple cards, which I will do another card walkthrough to show how many cards I have, because like I said, I'm getting something tomorrow, which I'm going to show through some unboxings. Well, actually, it said it's in Temple, so it's going to be here. I double checked, so it'll be here, and I'm so happy. So, yeah, so I'll be doing I'll have 2 boxes I'm unboxing tomorrow, which I'll show y'all some new stuff I got, which will be part of some of what's going on in this video. I don't want to tell y'all what it is, because it'll kind of spoil. But main thing is the prices when I'll do the videos. I will occasionally do freebies, but it's not going to be all the time. It's going to just showcase how good my gift is. But when I'm doing paid readings, it's going to be paid readings that day. I don't want to be asked, hey, can you do a free reading? I've done it only for a few people, but it's not going to be like that all the time anymore. I've only done it because I was kind of sensitive to those people's needs, because they were going through like a whole lot of stuff, and I'm a sentimental type of girl, a gal, and I have a huge heart. I really do. And that's the reason why, huh? Yes, I told him you're my partner.
Oh.
So yeah, I don't want to be taken advantage of because I've had a lot of people want to come in and continuously get free readings, and because they see that I'm really good at what I do. And I've had one person that I continuously worry about. She's kind of like my adoptive daughter, and I love her to death, and I worry so bad about her, and I hope she's okay. Um, so there, I mean, I get a lot of attachments to my viewers, and I'm not just like one of those YouTubers that, I post a video and y'all are just here just viewing my videos, and y'all are just like whatever people. No, I get, I'm there for y'all. I talk to a lot of y'all. I have conversations with y'all. Y'all mean a lot to me. So y'all are just like not in the background and just getting me views and getting me to be a popular YouTuber. I only have 71 people, and I've been here for almost a year now, almost 2 years, maybe longer. So, like I said, I'm grateful to the people I have, and I'm positive. I have a lot of positivity towards it because I have fun doing the YouTube videos, and I crack up sometimes when I'm doing them because I come up with the craziest stuff that I say from the top of my head, and that's why I really wanted to start doing it because I'm hyper, and a lot of people, they enjoy my comedy that I have because as I've gotten older, I've been told I've gotten funnier. So I'm just like, because I come up with the most randomest stuff, and people are like, "Oh my god, you're hilarious! Like, where do you come up with this stuff?" I'm like, it's just me. I'm just a wild crackerneck crazy person. So yeah, that's just me. It's just me. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the readings. And um I want to try to have stack in. I'm gonna write down when people come in the room. I'm gonna try to be fast with the reading as much as I can and go in line. I don't want people to be interruptive if possible.
Right. No,
If you hear me talking, don't think that I'm ignoring you. Try to pay attention to how I'm talking. If it sounds like I'm giving a reading, look in the chat. Look in my live chat bar. Please look in my live chat bar, guys. If you hear me talking, look in the chat. See where the chat is. If you see what I'm doing and it seems like I'm giving a reading, hold up, see where I'm at, go in line. Please be patient. And if you really, really, really like are in like dire need of a reading, don't give up on me. Be patient. Give me time. Don't be like, man, screw this. And just ditch. Because if you are earnestly wanting a reading, just be patient. Bear with me. Because,
no matter who's reading.
like, if I have, like, on my good days, I have anywhere from 10 to 15 people coming in at a time. And, I mean, I give in-depth readings. I don't just give, like, I mean, I actually put my heart and soul into a reading. I'm very attentive to it, and I want to make sure I explain it very orally to a person and let them know where the reading's coming from. So, like, if they have any other questions, they're like, "Oh, okay." I don't want to sit there leaving them going, "The fuck." I hate that when I was getting readings from people that were, trying to supposedly teach me back in the day. So I'm sitting there just like, that didn't answer a damn thing. What are you even talking about? I could read the cards better than you can, and I'm a beginner. And they're just like, no, you can't. And I pick up the cards and I start doing my thing and I start reading, and they're just like, how'd you do that? I'm like, I don't know. It's just natural. It just came to me. Just I looked at the cards and started having a feeling like looking at the picture of the card, and I went with what I saw on the card and what I was feeling and what I was hearing being whispered to me. And I scared people when I would do that shit. So I started getting the books and reading the books with it too, because when I told them spirits were telling me stuff, they thought I was crazy. They were like, you hear spirits when you're reading tarot? I'm like, what do you think a psychic does?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. When you talk to a psychic, who do you think where they think they get their stuff from? spirits. It's like I'm not a psycho. I'm not crazy. It's like I hear dead people, which I kind of do. Um, that gift, hearing the voices started coming in, I think when I was about 12 and 13, but I would tone them out. Um, it kind of freaked me out when I started hearing them.
Told them out because you used to talk to them a lot. You talking back to them.
Yeah, mom caught me a few times talking back to him, and she's like, "Who are you talking to?"
Nothing wrong with that. I used to talk to them. I still talk to them.
Now I talk to him naturally, and mom laughs at me because
No, I don't, because I do the same thing.
I talk to him even in my sleep. That's the ones they laugh at.
I do a lot of stuff in my sleep concerning, yeah.
That's when y'all laugh at me, is when I'm talking to them in my sleep, the conversations I have. Y'all are in here laughing at my ass. I'm like, shut up. Leave me alone. Yeah, they like clowning on me when I like that song. I hear the secrets that you keep when you're talking in your sleep. And I'm like, shut up. They're talking to me first. And now, it's bad enough. That was actually the song my mom would actually dedicate to my dad.
Everything he would do.
But it's like the spirits are getting the secrets out of me. So I'm like, yeah, they're talking to me. They're tattling on me. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If anyone has any questions about anything that I do on it, they can ask. Like if they have questions like dealing with the pendulum's pretty easy. What I do is I have a cloth and it has yes, maybe, try again, no. And what I do is I hold it in the center and someone asks me a question, like say, is my husband cheating on me? And then it starts spinning and it lets me know. Or am I going to get my job? Or am I going to be able to get this new car? Simple questions like that with a pendulum. I can do that with a pendulum. And I have 2 to 3 pendulums. I have a rose quartz. I think I have a jade, a red jasper. And different ones have different things, like different charging abilities. Like they have different unique powers to me, abilities and stuff that I connect to. And that's why I'm glad I got the rose quartz, because it helps me ground myself better and it helps me really connect when I'm doing something like that. Rose quartz in me with the psychic ability when I'm doing that. I work really well. So does the red jasper. The jade I haven't worked with that much, because the jade to me is more for like good luck and fortune. So if I was going to do that, I would do that more for like a job, or like if you're going to get your house, if you're like, like someone, am I going to win the lottery? I'm not trying to be a bitch or whatever. I wouldn't really ask that kind of a question, because I don't do stuff for like self gain or, anything for greed. I do things to help you advance yourself, but nothing as in like you being too greedy or something like that. I'm here to help. And that's my main thing, is to help elevate people and answer questions and stuff like that. I'm not sitting here trying to make people millionaires, because if I can't be a millionaire, come on now, y'all. I mean, I'm not trying to be greedy either, but it's like, dude, come on. I mean, I almost won the lottery one time, but then, man, I got sick for like 3 months. Trying pulling numbers was a bitch. Man, that sucked. And then my husband lost our damn lottery card too. Oh, that shit pissed me off. I told him I'm never doing that shit again, because I told you to turn it in and he didn't listen to me. I was so pissed off at him. And me getting sick on top of pulling it. And see, that right there taught me not to use my shit for self-gain or greed or anything of that sort of nature. And I learned the hard way sometimes, and kick myself in the ass. And I was in my early 20s, and I kept telling my husband, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I have a bad feeling about this. And he didn't want to listen to me. And he's like, babe, we could get out of these ghetto apartments. We could get a nice house. You can get your swimming pool. You wouldn't have to worry about all these crabby ass neighbors. And you would have to worry about the guy stomping above us. And I'm like, that's the only thing that he got me, because I hated the upstairs neighbors because he was an asshole. Because anytime I wanted to work out, I would turn on the radio and it wasn't that damn loud. And it wasn't loud at all. And I'd be in there working out, and my cat Yugi, well, we named him Yu-Gi-Oh, but we called him Yugi for short because both my sons now are such Yugi fans. So I was working out. Yugi was, chasing me around while I was working out. So was Saber at the time, which was Xavier. They're passed away now. Which there were Anubis's mommy daddy cats, but they were both boys. But they both raised them as a mommy daddy cat, which they were both such good cats. I loved them both to death. They're turds. They were really well behaved cats, especially Yugi. Yugi was the most sweetest cat you could ever have in your life. I swear to God. He was like my favorite. I would hold him and he would rest his head right here on my shoulder, and he was such a lap cat. I mean, he loved my mom. He loved everybody. He was like my ugly duckling, I called him, because
He was not ugly.
everyone says he wasn't, but his marking right here, it was really weird when I first got him, because he wasn't supposed to be given to me just yet. So me and Xavier had to literally clean him for about a month. So we had to get a cotton swab, and I had to make him go potty like every 4 hours because he couldn't go potty on his own. And I had to feed him the kitten milk, and then Xavier helped potty train him in the cat box. So Saber and me literally saved his life. I thought he was gonna die on me. I kept begging my husband. Yeah. So it was heart-wrenching for me for a while because I thought he was gonna die on me. I was so pissed off at my husband, but he lived actually. And then Xavier potty trained him, and then I was so freaking happy when I saw him go to the cat box for the first time. I was screaming up and down. I was just so freaking happy. And Xavier he looked like he had this huge smile on his face, and I was just like, yay! But anyway, when, my husband was like, yeah, we can move, and we don't have to worry about the damn neighbors stomping, because he literally, every time he would stomp, he was actually putting an indentation on top of my ceiling, and he was cracking the ceiling. And lo and behold, he made such a huge crack. It went all the way down like my ceiling line, and it started like where my porch was on my balcony. He started making where it was wet and it was damp. It started cracking on the outside and started getting black mold inside my apartment because of the fucking neighbor. And so I pulled the fucking numbers. My goofy ass husband didn't even turn in the damn ticket. I was so pissed off because we would have won, and it was like $7 million. $7 million. I could have had a home. I could have had all of it paid off. I could have bought him a new vehicle. I mean, shit, we could have moved to Colorado or even at least Massachusetts, somewhere I really, really, really would have liked to live. We got Texas, because I hate fucking Texas. I mean, I hate it. One, that's another thing. I do not want politics in this room whatsoever. No politics. Okay? Because that's one reason why I hate living in Texas, because of politics. I hate the I swear we have the worst politicians in Texas. That's why I hate living here. Texas can kiss my red-skinned Native American copper ass.
Because everything in Texas is all about politics.
Freaking bastards.
They want to kill everybody.
They're on a killing spree and everything else. Fucking bastards.
They put words in people's mouth.
But anyway. Yeah. So that's pretty much sums it up. Readings, 3-card pull, $3. More advanced, 5 and up.
Okay. It's $3 per card, right?
No, $3 for 3 cards.
Oh. You changed it. Okay.
Yeah. So it's $1 for each card. So it's $3 for 3 cards. Yeah, because we get a lot of people coming in. You dork. So yeah, and if you want it more advanced, it's $5 and up. For the runes, it's 7 plus. For the pendulum, it's $5 plus. For the scribing, that's $10. Only reason why I say it's $10 because I have to really get in depth on scribing. And I get sometimes it's almost like a Ouija almost. So it's
scribing is something they need to make an appointment with because that does take a lot.
Yeah, so that's when you need to make a private appointment with me and we could talk on either Facebook Messenger. I am going to make a Discord. I have other messengers where you can privately talk to me.
I would just do a Snapchat, open up the Snapchat for that alone. That way y'all can converse back and forth on it and use it just for that.
Well, yeah, I think I have a Snapchat on here. I have my Instagram on here still too.
Well, something where you can see the person and y'all can talk back.
Yeah. But yeah, I could do a Snapchat too. So we could have different ways we can converse. But scrying, that takes a little bit more time. So that one's going to have to be in private, in depth. So it's going to have to be an appointment made. It can't be something done here. Hello, Marley. So that's something that's going to have to be a little bit more in depth and an appointment made in on. No, if you read my thing, I'm not doing readings tonight. I'm just doing rules and I'm explaining what's going on. I'm gonna do readings this coming Tuesday, and it's gonna be $3 for 3 cards. And if you want to go in a little bit more in depth, it's gonna be $5 plus. So if you want a reading, come back Tuesday, okay? And if you can, start the video over and listen to all my rules. I went a little bit, telling a little bit of a story, but here and there. But I just touched base on some of my rules because I've had some issues here and there, but nothing too. Well, it was a little hectic, but it's calmed down some. I had a little trolls coming in here and there. But the tarot community, I should say, has had a little bullying here and there. A lot of tarot readers have had people come in and bullying them, as what I've, seen with a lot of tarot readers. Because I actually went and looked at a lot of their pages and listened to a lot of their videos. A lot of them have been actually attacked. So I don't know if it's just something against tarot readers in general,
I think
or
readers have different people they send out to do shit like
yeah.
that.
But I did find out that there was one person that was attacking me because they were bullying me because of one of my followers, which I am going to take care of that personally. I've already contacted YouTube and they're going to be monitoring my channel and watching people's IP addresses on their computer. So, because this one person has been getting bullied and their bulliers had followed them over to my channel, and I don't like that kind of crap, and I'm not going to have that here. I'm not going to have anybody getting bullied on my channel for anything, and I'm not going to have any racist slurs, or I'm not going to have any politician slurs. I'm not going to have any sort of bullying, trolling, negative name calling of any sort here, because I support a lot. Like I've said on a lot of my videos, I support a lot of things because I have interracial family members. I, for one, am mixed. I support LGBT rights, trans, because I have a lot of family. I have some family members that happen to be gay. I have a lot of friends that are transgender. I have friends that are queens. So, I mean, I have, huge diversity of a lot of people that I support. And I don't think it's right to attack people whatsoever. I think it's stupidity that they're following a book that a man created, that they said some spirit came to them and said that this, and 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 this was all wrong, which I call it's a bunch of horse shit. Because honestly, it's because they had perversions that in their mind was wrong, because they had something wrong with their mind, because they didn't understand that people were born this way, and in their mind they felt that it was gross and obscene and absurd, so they wanted to say that a god said it was wrong, so they could sit here and come up with the most absurd ways to hurt these people and say that God said, okay, I'm gonna put you in this Iron Mary that has over 36 sharp pins in it and close you in it because God said I could do this to you. I'm sorry. I don't think God said you can magnificently torture me because I'm gay. I don't think God said you could torture me because I'm a witch. No.
But wait a minute. But the Bible says you should love everybody, love all this and the other. And number one,
but the Bible's hypocritical in my book. But that's where I said I don't bring a lot of hate, but I disagree with religion, but I support spirituality. That's the only thing I tell people. I don't want religion in my groups whatsoever, because religion is my most despised enemy. Because that's one thing I do not want in my tarot communities, because it's not controversial, it's hypocrisy.
Well,
because I can actually say where it's hypocrisy, and I can actually give you definitions of where it's hypocritical and tell you where it's false bullshit, and I can call it. So they can say I'm the devil's with me or whatever and spit at me and curse at me and whatever. That's because they're brainwashed, manipulated, stupid people.
Dark magic
and
is in the Bible.
And it's actually, the Bible happens to be a spell book, I hate to tell y'all. They actually took it from witches. The majority of it has witches' spells in it. I hate to bust their bubble. And the cursing Psalms, which the book of Psalms is nothing but the worst cursing spells that there ever was. Yes. Which when my grandma got mad, that's actually the book of the Bible that she read. That was her favorite book of the Bible to read when she was mad, was Psalms. And my grandma was the darkest witch out of my family. Yeah. In denial, but she was the darkest witch. So yeah. Anyway, I'm getting off point here, but I wanted to address that because that's another thing I'll touch on later on another video. Where I've talked about religion and spirituality before, where, I feel like Al Pacino in The Devil's Advocate, where, he's telling you could taste the fruit, but you can't eat it. You could eat the fruit, but you can't swallow it. You could swallow the fruit, but you can't enjoy it. You can enjoy the fruit, but you can't sit there and taste it. I agree with what he's saying. It's the biggest hypocrisy and it's the biggest joke of all time, because God's the most. I agree with it, because the way man created God, they did it because they knew that people needed something to believe in other than spirituality, because they needed something that man could tell them what to believe in, because they're sheeple. The majority of people that are not in the Matrix, I'm using the Matrix, y'all. The people that are not hooked into the Matrix, they need to be told how to live their life, how to wipe their ass, how to masturbate, how to sit there and tweak their nipples, how to brush their hair, how to, spank their wives and their husbands, and, how to dress, how to put their makeup on, because they don't know how. Because they're too scared to figure it out for themselves. So they rather be dressed up as sheep, get herded off to the slaughter, they get chopped up into mincemeat and fed to the beast of man. That's all it is. It's like religion is a sheriff of Rottingham. That's all it is. We are Peter Pan, and religion is a bad person of the story. That's all it is, because they wanted the taxes. The best way to tax man and not have to worry about it, because if you think about it, churches They could sit there and call it tithe for the gods and all this other stuff, and they don't have to pay it back. It was smart business. Because, and I'm not sitting here trying to start a war. I'm not sitting here trying to say nothing. They sit here and do this because they're brainwashed. They sit here and do this because they don't want people to start a rise against them. Because they'll sit here, it's the end of the times, y'all. It's the Antichrist. I told y'all it was going to happen. This is what they're going to scream because they don't want an uprising. Because they know if people question them about it, that's what they're going to scream. Because they don't want people to ask them what they're doing with all that tithe money because it sure the fuck ain't going for their churches. Their churches are paid for. Those motherfuckers are well garnished by the state and everything else. That money is going in the preacher's pockets. Look at the cars they drive. Look at the houses they live in. Look at the food they eat. They live like kings. They're supposed to live the high life when they fucking die. Not right now, honey. It says they are supposed to they're supposed to work by the sweat of their brow and the blood that bleeds from it. I know how the Bible goes. It says they're supposed to be like the poorest person of the fucking earth. Like God. Because God was like a beggar. He didn't ask nobody for anything. People just gave it to him because they felt bad for him. He went from town to town preaching the gospel. He would actually turn water to wine. He would take one fish, turn it into a feast. He would take one piece of bread, turn it into a load of bread. And here these motherfucking preachers saying people should turn out everything for them because they're the preachers of God. They think they should deserve all this shit, but poor God in the Bible was the most worthless person.
Give everything you have to them and you do without.
And it's like, okay, why is it that y'all get to live a better life than God did?
Right.
But, that's not fair. God got abused. God got beaten. God literally got chained, hung to a cross, a crown of thorns. He got the cat of nine tails beaten on his back. He got stabbed in the rib. I mean, I know the whole crucifixion story because this shit got pounded into my head since I was literally birthed. Because my grandmother, I swear she was trying to give me the fucking stigmata. Swear to God. She's stigmata. She's the holy child of the devil. It's like, no, I'm not. That means I'm the holy child of God. Do you not understand the crucifixion story of stigmatas, you stupid crucifixion bitch? It's like, oh my God. I know I'm getting off because I'm talking about tarot cards, but I'm trying to explain different things also about other stuff in here. I'm trying to entertain y'all as well. But this is what I try to make people understand. This is why I get pissed off at religion. Because if God was the poorest person in the whole entire world and the most despised and hated and most abused man in the world, but here his disciples are treated better than him, I have a problem with that. They should live the same lifestyle he did. They should not wear these fancy ass suits. They're supposed to have the high life in heaven, not now.
Supposed to wear fur coats.
I mean, their wives dress better than Elizabeth Taylor back in her heyday.
Yeah,
that ain't supposed. No. I'm sorry, honey. What fucking preacher's wife is gonna walk around in a fur coat with makeup plastered on worse than fucking Marilyn Manson? I mean, God, Marilyn Manson at least knows how to put his makeup on. And I love Marilyn Manson. And his fucking ex-girlfriend crying on fucking YouTube. Shut the fuck up. You're 18 years old. The man was abusing you. Get the fuck away from him, bitch. It's another thing. I'm going to tell y'all women on here. I'm going to tell y'all something straight. From woman to woman. If the man's abusing you,
get out.
And if you, for one, do not have the vagina enough to get your ass out of the relationship, do not come crying to me. I'm telling you that right fucking now. Because I've talked to a man's organization, I've talked to a woman's organization, and I'm gonna tell y'all something right now. I've actually beat the shit out of guys because, for one, my mom has actually gotten abused by my dad, by her ex-husband. I had a problem with men beating women. I have a problem with that. The guys I actually kicked the shit out of, they fucking deserved it because they thought they were hot shit. They thought they can disrespect women. They thought they could talk to women any way that they want. They thought that women were pieces of shit. I'm sorry. Men and women are created equally. Men and women are both equally admirable. Did you hear what I said? Men and women are equally admirable. Each one should be treated as good as the other. No one should be treated as shit. I'm sorry. A man shouldn't be treated as shit. A woman should not be treated as shit. But when the instant comes when the one gets treated like shit, be brave enough to pull your penis or your vagina up out and say, you know what? It's time to duck, dive, dodge, leap, duck, dive, and let's get the fuck up out of this bitch and leave. There's no excuse. I've seen people that, I've been in an abusive relationship all my bitch. You know what?
You can't believe something's wrong. I mean,
I'm gonna explain it to you this way.
Man has to go to sleep sometime. That's when I left with you the first time. The second time, I was stupid enough to go back to him. Okay, and I waited until he went to work, and I left. And
I'm gonna tell y'all this way.
Gone.
I put up with abuse a lot in my life. I had PTSD thanks to it from my grandmother and her ex. And let me tell y'all, I have a quick temper. I don't put up with shit very easily. That's why some people have seen me blow up on my channel. And my Native American, Irish, just my temper alone. I'm not going to make excuses that my Scorpio, my bloodline, no. Flames has a temper. I'm working on it. Okay? I've been through a lot of shit in my life. And I'm telling y'all this on my tarot card reading channel now. You come crying to me about, is my relationship going to get better because this, that, and the other. If you're in a bad relationship, I'm telling you, especially if a man's put hands on you, a woman's put hands on you, it's likely to get worse. I'm telling you that now too. I'm giving you a free insight because I've seen it always get worse. I have never seen it get better. I've seen it escalate to worse and worse and worse and worse, and it always leads to either worse or death or hospitalization or being a vegetable. Watch the movie Misery. In hell, the poor man wasn't even married to her. I mean, shit. Common sense, common divider. You can't blame it on being in abusive relationships all your life. I was in an abusive relationship because of my grandmother and of other things. My husband, he don't abuse me. I'm in a good relationship. Yeah, he can be an asshole at times. What person can't? I could be an outrageous bitch. I can actually be an asshole at times. I'm going to tell you that right now. But when you come to someone about a tarot card reading and ask them if your relationship's going to get better, 9 times out of 10, if it's an abusive relationship, I'm telling y'all this now, it's never going to get better. So if you're going to ask me this question, get out of the relationship and get yourself out of Dodge and look out for yourself. Because at that time, your health, your mental health, your physical health, your all health is more important than a fucking relationship. You have to rely on yourself. Your health is more fucking important because you're damaging yourself being in a relationship like that. I've had a lot of people reach out to me dealing with relationships, and that's 9 times out of 10. I've had a lot of people ask me those questions dealing with that same kind of ammunition point. So I'm telling y'all this right now. I'm telling y'all this because I care. Not just being a bitch. I'm telling y'all this because I do deeply care. Because I've seen a lot of people getting killed, reading articles, not just because of COVID. seeing people getting shot, stabbed, suffocated, choked, head, neck broken, uh, pushed down a mountain. I mean, there's so many different ways these people have been killed by their lovers or their husbands or their wives or significant other, and it's heart-wrenching. I mean, I've watched shows about this shit and it's made me cry. And I'm like, why? Why did I mean, watch the movie Sleeping with the Enemy. If you think I'm joking with Julia Roberts, it should be on either Hulu, Netflix. You could probably rent it on Primetime. Oh, I would look right now on my Amazon, but my Xbox remote's off. It's a good movie to rent, and it will actually give you an idea of abusive relationship and what it could do with you. You can even watch the movie Enough with Jennifer Lopez. It will explain to you just what it will do to you and how far it will drive you. So those questions I really don't want to be asked. You should know the answer. Don't come to a tarot card reader or a psychic or somebody and ask those questions. You should already know the answer. Don't come to them thinking that they're going to give you an answer of, oh, yes, they're going to change. It's going to get better tomorrow. The fuck it is. I'm going to tell you like it is. I'm not going to sit here and beat around the bush and sit here and tell you, it's going to get better tomorrow. Sunrise is coming over the mountain. No, I'm not. Because I would be lying to myself. The fates would be kicking me in the ass. I would have the devil coming after me, which if he looked like Vin Diesel, I wouldn't have a problem with it. Shit. That's a joke in itself. If any of my writers were around, they would know what I'm talking about. Anyway, that's just an endeavor of respecting yourself, and hopefully leaving them would give them common sense to get help. That's all I can say on that. Other than that, I'm going to leave off on that note, and I just wish everybody a good night, and I will see y'all on Tuesday, and I hope this was informative. I hope that if anybody has questions, after the video ends, you can hit it in my comment stream down below. If you like the videos, always remember to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell notification to get notified when I do go live, or when I upload a video. Most of the time I do go live so people can comment and interact with me, because I feel that it's always better to go live. I know most people upload videos, but I like interacting with most of my YouTubers. Sometimes I go long on videos, sometimes I go short. It depends on what the topic is and if I really want to interact and if I feel chatty Cathy. And so this topic I feel chatty Cathy about. So, yeah, I felt the urge to talk. So, yeah, that's pretty much sums it up tonight. And I made my hair look like I was halfway bald. But, yeah, I have hair, y'all. Anyway, that is it. And I wish y'all a good night. And I will catch y'all on the next one. I do have a witches group if y'all are curious about that. If y'all want information, like I said, I have a witches group on Facebook. I share tons of information. We have spells on there. We put up different information about different witchcrafts. We put up different information about spirituality. If y'all are curious about that, let me know. If you have a Facebook, I will link it to y'all so y'all can come join the Facebook group. We invite anybody and everybody. We do not discriminate over there whatsoever. I'm actually the main teacher over there because my mom, she takes breaks since she's still in college. She's working on her master's right now, and that's in her criminal psychology. Forensic psychology. My bad. Forensic.
Yes, forensics.
So I'm going to start posting more in the group. I just put a whole bunch of stuff over there for Samhain, since we're still in Samhain going into Yule. A lot of people, traditionally celebrate Thanksgiving. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving because I have a whole issue with Thanksgiving being about the whole lie behind Thanksgiving. So if anybody wants information about that, let me know. I'll explain to y'all about what's the whole history behind Thanksgiving. I can explain it to y'all if y'all want to know the very grueling truth about it. It's dealing with Native Americans and the lies that have been told to America. So if anybody wants to hear about that, let me know. Because my family doesn't celebrate Thanksgiving. We still celebrate Samhain, or Samahan, or how anybody wants to say it. But I stopped celebrating Thanksgiving probably about 5 years ago. Um, when I had a choice to stop celebrating it, because of the whole truth of what's behind Thanksgiving. It really pissed me off, and I immediately wanted to stop celebrating it because of my Native American roots. Because, like I told people, I do have Cherokee and Blackfoot in me. So it's very painful to find out the truth of what's behind Thanksgiving. So, um, theoretically, it might make a lot of people mad to know the truth behind about it. But if you do want to know, just ask me. Put questions down below in the comments if you're curious about it. If you want a video up about it, I will put the video up about it so people can respond and put comments. I will put that video up if I get questions about it. I'll be more than glad to. It might be very confrontational, but I don't mind because there is a lot of articles, videos up about with my indigenous brothers and sisters that have put up tons of videos dealing about it. If you guys actually look it up, they've actually put a lot of the truth up dealing about the truth about Thanksgiving, and they are very pissed. So that's pretty much it. I will let y'all go. Y'all have a blessed night, and I will see y'all tomorrow for my unboxings. And then Tuesday will be the tarot card readings, and then I should have another unboxing from Hag Swag soon. So keep that on the lookout, and we will see y'all later. Good night, y'all.
Bye.